Hello everyone, here we are with a new session on error spotting, something that is asked in almost every examination. So let us start. The first sentence is, the measles have broken out in the town. Is there any error in the sentence or there's no error? Now this might look right because the noun here, measles, carries an es in the end, which makes it look like a plural noun, and have is a plural verb. But note down that there are certain nouns which look like plural but are actually singular and thus will always carry a singular verb. For example, mathematics, economics, mumps, news, measles, these are singular nouns and thus will have singular verb. And the right sentence is, the measles has broken out in the town. The next sentence is, neither he nor his brother can walk faster than me. Now, in the normal language that we use, the sentence might look right, but there is an error. The error of pronoun. Please note that whenever we use neither and either to compare two things, we use the pronoun in its subjective form and not objective form. And thus, the correct sentence would be, neither he nor his brother can walk faster than I. Or another way of finding the right answer in case of pronoun related error is, read the sentence in a different way. Neither he nor his brother can walk faster than I. How can this look right? If I say, he can walk faster than I can, or his brother can walk faster than I can. So this is the way you find errors related to pronoun. The next sentence is, wherever they go, Indians easily adapt to local circumstances. Now here, where's the error? Wherever they go, Indians easily adapt to local circumstances. Even here, to find error is a little tricky, but there are certain exceptions. Now there are certain words which will always carry a reflexive pronoun with them. Words like adapt or avail will always carry a reflexive pronoun with them. And thus, the right sentence would be, wherever they go, Indians easily adapt themselves to local circumstances. The next sentence is, a majority of computer professionals recommend that effective measures should be taken against software piracy. Now, where is the error in this sentence? This sentence has an error related to subject-verb. Remember that subject should always agree with the verb. For example, in this sentence, the subject is a majority of computer professionals and the verb is recommend. A majority is a collective noun, okay? It is a collection and it is taken as singular. And for this, the verb should also be singular. Now, please note that in case of noun, when we add s or es to a noun, it becomes plural, while it is total opposite in case of verbs. In verbs, when we add s to the verb, it becomes singular. And thus, recommend is actually a plural verb and a majority is a singular subject. And so, the verb should also be singular and we should add an s here and it becomes, a majority of computer professionals recommends that effective measures should be taken against software piracy. If not, the other way you can find the correct answer in case of subject-verb agreement is to read just this part. A majority recommends. A majority is a collective noun and so it should have a singular verb and singular verb will always have an s. Now the next sentence is, every one of the men present here has given a day's pay as their contribution to the fund. Now what is the error in this sentence? This looks quite right, but no, there's an error. Everyone, you can read it as each one. Each one of the men. Everyone, each one of will always have plural noun here, which is correct in the sentence. Now, then where's the error? Every one of the men present here has given. Now remember that in case of everyone or each one, the verb used should be singular, always singular. And thus here we have has, which is singular, making it correct. Has given a day's pay as their contribution to the fund. Now here I find that this is not a singular verb. To make it singular, I should use either his or her. That makes the sentence right. Now the rule is that everyone or each one should have a plural noun but always a singular verb, and thus both the verbs has and there is used in the singular form. And the correct sentence is, every one of the men present here has given a day's pay as his or her contribution to the fund. Moving to the next sentence. Now I wish it had been me whom you had chosen and not she. Now where's the error here? The sentence surely looks wrong because there is a pronoun related error. Alright, please don't mind the handwriting here. Now I wish it had been me whom you had chosen and not she. Again, please remember that whenever we use the sentence in this form, the pronoun used should always be subjective and not objective, and thus the right sentence should be, I wish it had been I whom you had chosen and not she. Another way you can make the sentence look right to you is by reading it in another form. How? I wish I had been chosen. I wish you had chosen. Another way you can look at the sentence is that whenever a pronoun is used in the middle of a sentence, it should be used in subjective form, but when it is used in the end, it can be used in objective form. For example, I wish you had chosen me. Here, me is, the pronoun is used at the end, and thus it can be used in the objective form. But in this case, it should be used in objective form. And the correct sentence is, now I wish it had been I whom you had chosen and not she. Now the next sentence is, he sang very well, isn't it? Now this is an error related to very commonly asked question tags. Now these kind of question tag errors have few rules, after which I don't think you would find this kind of error very difficult to find out. He sang very well, didn't he? What is the subject in this sentence? He. And thus the question tag will have something that is opposite. For example, here he sang very well has no negative connotation. It is a positive sentence. So here in the question tag, this part is called question tag. Question tag will always be negative. But what in negative? Negative related to the subject. Here the subject is he, and thus here the question tag should have didn't he? And thus the correct answer is, he sang very well, didn't he? The next sentence we have is, none of the participants have turned up for the game on time. Now what is the error here? Now the error here can be found out easily if you know that none, each, everyone, these kind of words should always take singular verb, and thus the error is here in the subject verb agreement again, since none is a singular subject and it should carry a singular verb. The correct answer is, none of the participants has turned up for the game on time. Now here we have the last sentence, all his brother-in-laws are married and settled in UK. Now what is the error in this sentence? The error is here in the usage of brother-in-laws. Now I'm sure you understand what he wants to say is that he has more than one brother-in-law. Now how do you say if you have more than one in-law? What he has more is brother and not law. So what do you use? You use all his brothers-in-law or fathers-in-law or sisters-in-law. The plural form is used with respect to the subject or to the noun, and thus the correct answer is, all his brothers-in-law are married and settled in UK. Thank you. If you like the video, please hit the like button, comment and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe for all our future videos.